Welcome to the Doctor's Mentor Show. If you believe that medicine is an industry and not a profession, if you enjoy submitting complex reimbursement claims, or you would do another residency just for fun, be advised, you're about to be offended. You should probably leave now.
All this talk about mentoring doctors is ridiculous. I thought doctors learned to do everything better than everyone else the first year of medical school. At least that's the way they act.
If you love assisting patients with vitality breakthroughs, if the right to practice medicine without interference is important, and you want expert tips for practice freedom and profits to support your epic life, welcome aboard and prepare to be blown away. The Doctor's Mentor Show starts now. Here's your host, Dr. Lori Barr.
Hey there, it's Dr. Lori Barr, the Doctor's Mentor, and you're listening to the Doctor's Mentor Show. And today we're going to entertain another question that doctors ask me. It is about podcasting, and one reason why I'm answering these questions this month is I have entered the National Podcasting Post Month, and it's a challenge where you post a podcast once a day for the whole month of November. So I have entered that challenge, so I will be answering questions, and these questions are about podcasts, and these are actual questions that doctors have asked me. So today's question is, where do I find the rules of podcasting? You know, who wrote the rules? Where do I find them? And the great terrifying news is, yes, I just said that. There are no rules. Now, there are guidelines, and it's just like, you know, the scene from the original Pirates of the Caribbean movie where they talk about the code, and she says parlay and the code, and they say, well, the code's really not rules, it's a set of guidelines. So in a similar fashion, there are a set of guidelines that if you adhere to those guidelines, then more often than not, you're going to be a successful, profitable podcaster. Let's talk about a few of those guidelines. Number one, if you make promises to your audience, keep your promises. So if you say you're going to do a show that's about 20 minutes, then do a show about 20 minutes more often than not. If you say you're going to put out a show once a day, then try to put out a show once a day. Or if you change it, at least tell people you're going to change it. And if you drop off the face of the earth for a while, when you come back, at least tell people what happened and why you're back and why you're glad to be there. Because you will see some drop off in your attendance and in your subscriptions if you tell people you're going to do one thing and then you do another. So you want to try and stick to your word as much as possible. Be honest with yourself, be honest with other people, and if you need to change what you're telling people, change it. Go back to your original episode, change what you're delivering, change what you're promising so that it's consistent and congruent with what you're actually delivering. So, number one, a podcast is a great thing. Number two, there are no rules. You can pretty much do it however you want to. It can be video, it can be audio. You can have a host, you can have 2 hosts, you can have 10 hosts, you can have a regular cast, you can have interview format, you can do all kinds of things. It's almost overwhelming how free you are to play in this space on your own global stage. So I encourage you to think about the exciting things you could do with your podcast, and when you're ready to get started, here are your next steps.
Your next step.
A, come up with an idea for a podcast and who you'd like to be your ideal listeners. And then go ahead and go to drloribarr.com. That's drloribarr.com. And leave me a voice message and just tell me, if you had a podcast, what would the name be, who would it be for, and what would you be assisting them with having? Remember, audiences want energy. They want to be entertained. If you can educate them along the way, that's fine. But they're really looking for energy and to be entertained. So if you can do all three, we call that edutaining with a purpose, and I can help you do that. So go ahead and leave me a message about what your show's going to be about. We'll see you next time. I'm Dr. Lori Barr, the Doctor's Mentor. Remember, one idea is all it takes to change your world. I'm Dr. Lori Barr, One idea is all it takes to change your world.
Information in this show and the accompanying descriptions, show notes, and links is provided for informational purposes only. The information is a result of years of practice experience by the author and show guests. This information is not intended as a substitute for the advice provided by your physician, attorney, accountant, or other professional. Do not disregard professional advice or delay in seeking professional advice because of something you have seen, heard, or read related to this show. Information in this show and the accompanying descriptions, show notes, and links, and the use of any products or services trialed or purchased by you does not create a doctor-patient relationship, attorney-client relationship, or any other professional client relationship between you and any of the providers affiliated with this show. Information and statements regarding health regimens, drugs, and/or dietary supplements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or any information contained on or in any product label or packaging. Always speak with your physician or other healthcare professional before taking any medication or nutritional, herbal, or homeopathic supplement or using any treatment for a health problem. If you have or suspect you have a medical, legal, and/or accounting problem, contact your healthcare provider, attorney, and/or accounting provider promptly.
I'm Dr. Lori Barr. One idea is all it takes to change your world. See you next time.
Are you stopping at a hospital? Hello? Don't you know that hospitals are one of the sickest places on the planet? Don't touch anything in there and get out as fast as you can.